Horoscope analysis, Kendra and Kona, Aries rising. Rule 10 states that when the lords of Kendra's 1st, 4th, 7th, 10th, Kona's 5th, 9th, or neutral houses occupy other Kendra's or Kona's, the positive indications of those houses are enhanced, and the undesirable implications are suppressed. However, if these same lords are placed in trig houses 6th, 8th, 12th, the beneficial results of their own houses may get disturbed. Rule 11 explains that when a trig lord, lord of 6th, 8th, or 12th, occupies a Kona, Kendra, or neutral house, in that order of strength, the positive implications of that trig house are enhanced. Even though malefic effects may persist, this placement can still yield overall favorable results, especially when the trig lord is in a strong or its own sign. Saturn in the 11th house, Aquarius own sign. Saturn rules the 10th and 11th houses. Positioned in its own sign in the 11th, a natural upachaya, it powerfully enhances gains, organized ambitions, and senior-level success. Since both houses ruled are non-trig and Saturn occupies a growth house in its own sign, Rule 10 applies strongly. Negative aspects of social friction or delay are suppressed, and this placement favors political growth, disciplined wealth accumulation, and long-term recognition. Mars in the 10th house, Capricorn exalted, conjunct Saturn. Mars rules the 1st and 8th houses. Though it is a trig lord by owning the 8th, its position in the 10th, an angular house, fulfills Rule 11. As the Lagna lord exalted in a Kendra, Mars brings commanding authority, strategic brilliance, and career elevation. Saturn here reinforces karmic discipline. Their conjunction in the House of Karma fuels authoritative and results-driven leadership, especially in sectors requiring resilience, such as engineering, law enforcement, or structured governance. Sun in the 5th house, Leo, own sign. Sun rules the 5th house and sits in its own sign in a Kona. This is a classic fulfillment of Rule 10. It enhances intelligence, creativity, righteous action, and power of discernment. Negative traits like egoistic self-expression or arrogance are minimized. This placement favors roles in teaching, leadership, political visibility, and working with youth or strategy-based innovation. Venus in the 7th house, Libra own sign, conjunct Saturn. Venus rules the 2nd and 7th houses and is posited in the 7th, its own sign, and a Kendra. Rule 10 applies, significantly enhancing relationship harmony, aesthetic appeal, and business partnerships. Saturn, ruling the 10th and 11th, also a natural malefic but functional benefic, joins in a strong Kendra. This creates a stabilizing influence in marriage contracts and diplomatic dealings. The partnership is long-lasting, mutually beneficial, and favors professional alliances. Jupiter in the 9th house, his own sign, conjunct Mars. Jupiter rules the 9th and 12th. Though 12th lordship brings in trig influence, Rule 11 mitigates this since Jupiter is also a Kona lord and in its own sign in a Kona. Mars, despite being 8th lord, is also Lagna lord and gains strength through conjunction with Jupiter in a Kona. This pairing promotes dharmic mission, philosophical drive, and valor in spiritual or academic pursuits. The 8th and 12th lords here uplift their houses' higher meanings, like transcendence, esoteric learning, or self-sacrifice with purpose. Mercury in the 6th house, Virgo, own sign, conjunct Sun. Mercury rules the 3rd and 6th. Its presence in own sign Virgo in the 6th satisfies Rule 11. Though a trig lord, Mercury here improves the ability to handle competition, illness, and debt. Sun as 5th lord in the 6th brings creative force to problem solving, and together they support analytical careers, medical fields, or legal advocacy. Intelligence is sharpened through challenge, and success comes through applied learning and consistent effort. Moon in the 4th house, Cancer, own sign. Conjunct Jupiter, Moon rules the 4th and sits in own sign, a strong Kendra. Jupiter joins as 9th and 12th lord. Rule 10 applies for Moon and for Jupiter's 9th lordship. Emotional foundation, ethical upbringing, and inner peace are deeply supported. The home becomes a place of both nurturing and philosophical anchoring. Even Jupiter's 12th lordship finds productive expression in quiet retreats, foreign relations, or spiritual living. This conjunction promotes careers in education, caregiving, or moral leadership rooted in family values. Sun in the 10th house, Capricorn, conjunct Mars. Sun as 5th lord and Mars as 1st and 8th lord both sit in the 10th house, a Kendra. Mars is exalted here, and Rule 11 applies due to its 8th lordship. Sun's Kona rulership ensures creativity, intellect, and visibility in karma-related matters. Their conjunction energizes leadership, visibility, and fearless execution of duties. There is potential for high status achieved through hard-earned success, particularly in technical, political, or administrative professions. Horoscope analysis, Kendra and Kona, Leo rising. Rule 10 confirms that when lords of Kendra's 1, 4, 7, 10, Konas 5, 9, or neutral houses are placed in Kendra's or Konas, the positive results of their houses are strengthened and negative expressions are reduced. Rule 11 ensures that when trick lords 6th, 8th, 12th occupy Kendra's, Kona's, or neutral houses, the positive results of their trick houses improve, especially in areas of discipline and service, while adverse traits reduce in strength. Sun in the first house, Leo, own sign, conjunct Jupiter. Sun is the Lagna Lord and Jupiter rules the 5th and 8th houses. Sun in own sign fulfills Rule 10, bringing confidence, self-authority, and natural leadership. Jupiter, though owning the 8th, a trick house, also rules the 5th, a Kona, and its placement in Lagna allows Rule 11 to activate the higher functions of the 8th, wisdom through transformation, insight, and occult learning. This combination creates a deeply dharmic personality with noble ideals, capable of philosophical leadership and spiritual resilience. Mars in the 10th house, Taurus, conjunct Mercury. Mars rules the 4th and 9th, Kendra and Kona. Mercury rules the 2nd and 11th, Artha and Upachaya. Rule 10 applies robustly to Mars as Dharma Karma Lord in a Kendra, elevating the career path with righteousness and direction. Mercury uplifts financial fluency and communicative leadership. Their union in the 10th promotes careers in management, finance, real estate, or technology. The aspect on the 4th benefits structured domestic life and stability in emotional foundations. Venus in the 3rd house, Libra, own sign, conjunct Saturn. Venus rules the 3rd and 10th. Saturn rules the 6th and 7th. Venus in own sign in a neutral house aligns with Rule 10, strengthening courage, artistic communication, and younger sibling dynamics. Saturn as 6th lord would normally be a malefic, but its simultaneous 7th lordship grants it Rule 11 status when placed with a benefic like Venus. This pairing leads to powerful yet diplomatic self-expression, excellent for writers, designers, negotiators, and disciplined communicators. Moon in the 12th house, Cancer, own sign, conjunct Jupiter. Moon rules the 12th, and Jupiter rules the 5th and 8th. Moon in own sign softens the 12th, enhancing Rule 11's outcome. Solitude becomes a source of spiritual nourishment, intuitive strength, and dream-oriented vision. Jupiter's 5th lordship uplifts emotional intelligence, while its 8th ownership is channeled into transcendental knowledge and psychological insight. This duo benefits meditation, artistic inspiration, foreign living, or healing professions where empathy and wisdom combine. Saturn in the 7th house, Aquarius, own sign, conjunct Mars. Saturn rules the 6th and 7th. Mars rules the 4th and 9th. Saturn in own sign in Kendra strengthens public image and partnerships, while fulfilling Rule 11. Its 6th house qualities, discipline, service, routine mastery, turn constructive. Mars, as Dharma Karma Lord, supports Saturn's stability with purpose and direction. This combination supports long-lasting professional or marital alliances, ideal for contractual, legal, or justice-based work. Their aspect on Lagna strengthens self-control, discipline, and executive clarity. Mercury in the 2nd house, Virgo, own sign. Conjunct Sun, Mercury rules 2nd and 11th. Sun rules Lagna. Mercury in own sign in Artha house satisfies Rule 10 and uplifts speech, intellect, and wealth building. Sun, as Lagna Lord, brightens expression, leadership, and self-worth. This pairing enhances persuasion, banking, analytics, and fame from speaking or writing. Their aspect on the 8th supports controlled inheritance, mastery over occult or financial secrets, and stable family lineage. Jupiter in the 5th house, Sagittarius, own sign, conjunct Moon. Jupiter, as Lord of the 5th and 8th, in own sign in a Kona fulfills Rule 10. Moon rules the 12th. Jupiter uplifts intelligence, progeny, dharma, and creativity. Moon, as 12th Lord, fulfills Rule 11 when placed with a Kona Lord, adding depth, emotional transcendence, and subtle healing energy. Together, this makes for visionary educators, counselors, or healers with a deeply intuitive core. Their aspect on the 11th brings gains through creative groups, soulful friendships, and high-minded aspirations. Sun in the 10th house, Taurus, conjunct Saturn. Sun rules the Lagna. Saturn rules 6th and 7th. Sun in a Kendra boosts visibility, recognition, and confidence in public life. Saturn's 6th lordship would usually restrict, but as 7th lord in a Kendra, it satisfies Rule 11, helping manage enmity, competition, and health with strategic command. Their pairing in the 10th promotes long-term political, legal, or corporate leadership with high respect and karmic balance. The aspect on the 4th grants steady home life and social status built through work. Venus in the 11th house, Gemini, conjunct Mercury. Venus rules 3rd and 10th. Mercury rules 2nd and 11th. Both are Ardha or neutral lords placed in an upachaya, satisfying Rule 10. Their pairing supports articulate gains, feminine charm in networks, and clever handling of resources. This is excellent for marketing, sales, publishing, or performance careers. Their aspect on the 5th supports inspired creativity, refined romantic life, and skilled parenting. It enhances artistic intellect and social appeal with longevity. Horoscope analysis, Kendra and Kona, Sagittarius rising. Rule 10 asserts that when lords of Kendras 1, 4, 7, 10, Konas 5, 9, or neutral houses are placed in other Kendras or Konas, their house's positive results flourish and their adverse qualities diminish. Rule 11 clarifies that when trick lords 6th, 8th, or 12th are placed in a Kendra, Kona, or neutral house, the beneficial aspects of the trick houses, like resilience, service, or transformation, are activated while limiting harm. Jupiter in the 1st house, Sagittarius, own sign, conjunct Mercury. Jupiter rules the 1st and 4th, Lagna and Kendra, and is placed in its Mulatri Kona sign, activating Rule 10 with full strength. Mercury rules the 7th and 10th, both Kendras, so Rule 10 applies to it as well. This powerful union in the Lagna enhances intelligence, ethics, authority, and charm. It creates a noble-minded, persuasive, and visionary personality ideal for leadership in education, media, or law. Their aspect on the 7th blesses relationships and public respect. Mars in the 5th house, Aries, own sign, conjunct Sun. Mars rules the 5th and 12th, Sun rules the 9th. Mars in own sign and in an Kona fulfills Rule 10. Even its 12th lordship is uplifted here under Rule 11, making the native spiritually courageous, intuitive, and transformative in nature. Sun, as 9th lord and placed in a Kona, further aligns Dharma with intellect. This fiery combination bestows visionary initiative, philosophical courage, and righteous creativity. Their aspect on the 11th enhances gains through wisdom and competitive charisma. Saturn in the 2nd house, Capricorn, own sign, conjunct Venus. Saturn rules the 2nd and 3rd. Venus rules the 6th and 11th. Rule 10 supports Saturn in own sign in an Artha house, blessing wealth, speech, and discipline in values. Venus, though a trick lord, 6th, is also Upachaya lord, 11th, and placed in a neutral house. Rule 11 allows Venus to bring refinement to conflict resolution and financial strategy. Together, they enhance monetary stability, strategic alliances, and intelligent communication, ideal for structured financial leadership or arts-based management. Moon in the 9th house, Leo, conjunct Mars. Moon rules the 8th. Mars rules 5th and 12th. Rule 11 applies to Moon. It brings spiritual and emotional transformation when placed in a Kona. Mars, as 5th lord, fulfills Rule 10 and uplifts intellectual dynamism. This pairing is powerful for intuitive strength, interest in esoteric knowledge, and passion for belief-based leadership. Their aspect on the 3rd favors fearless communication, writing, or spiritual advocacy. Excellent for motivational speakers, teachers, or counselors. Sun in the 9th house, Leo own sign, conjunct Jupiter. Sun rules the 9th and sits in its own sign in a Kona, fulfilling Rule 10 completely. Jupiter, ruling Lagna and 4th, reinforces this placement with Dharma and emotional grounding. This is one of the most auspicious combinations for Sagittarius rising, indicating divine grace, noble character, and righteous leadership. Ideal for spiritual figures, judges, or visionaries. Their aspect on the 3rd energizes bold thought, action, and creative outreach with deep integrity. Mercury in the 10th house, Virgo, own sign, conjunct Saturn. Mercury rules the 7th and 10th, both Kendras, and sits in own sign in the 10th house, activating Rule 10. Saturn rules the 2nd and 3rd, Artha, and neutral houses. This combination enhances communication authority, career logic, and structured leadership. Saturn's presence in a Kendra also stabilizes voice and wealth. Together, this pairing blesses the native with sharp intelligence, clarity in public work, and lasting success in careers involving analysis, data, or law. Venus in the 11th house, Libra own sign, conjunct Mercury. Venus rules 6th and 11th. Mercury rules 7th and 10th. Rule 11 applies to Venus, a trick lord, but in its own sign in an upachaya, its higher traits, diplomacy and conflict, profitable partnerships are emphasized. Mercury fulfills Rule 10 as a Kendra lord in an upachaya house. Their conjunction supports success in business alliances, group influence, and diplomatic social presence. Ideal for media, marketing, or public negotiations. Jupiter in the 4th house, Pisces, own sign, conjunct Moon. Jupiter rules the Lagna and 4th. Moon rules the 8th. Jupiter in own sign in a Kendra fully activates Rule 10, blessing domestic peace, inner contentment, and public goodwill. Moon as 8th Lord in Kendra satisfies Rule 11, directing emotional depth toward nurturing, healing, and transformative presence. This is excellent for educators, healers, or those in real estate, property law, or spiritual leadership. Their aspect on the 10th provides an intuitive and morally grounded professional image. Saturn in the 3rd house, Aquarius own sign, conjunct Sun. Saturn rules 2nd and 3rd. Sun rules the 9th. Rule 10 applies to both. Saturn in own sign uplifts courage, speech, and disciplined intellect, while Sun adds dharmic clarity. Their conjunction promotes karmic articulation, legacy writing, and effort-based success, suitable for authors, legal advisors, or leaders in structured communications and social justice. Their aspect on the 9th reinforces conservative but principled worldview with powerful public influence.